Hi, this is Georgina. I'm going to be demonstrating a little workout for you today. Lots of balance exercises, and for that you may need a chair. I've got a dining room chair. You can have a kitchen chair or anything suitable. I'm going to do a few little exercises which include gliders. Now these are very inexpensive off the internet, or you can use a paper plate. If you're on a carpet or if you're on a hard floor, you can use just a cloth, fold it over, and you'll find your foot will slip nice and easily on them. Okay, right, let's get going. Great posture. Stand up nice and tall and let's shoulder roll backwards to start with. That's it, good range of movement. Nice big movement as those shoulders roll backwards. And we'll do two more. And now I want you to go in the other direction. So roll your shoulders forwards. Again, all the way back, up, forward and down. Great range of movement. Mobilising all the upper body. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to take it into an arm swing. So you're going to swing one arm forward, one arm back alternately. Once you've got your arms swinging backwards and forwards, I want you to add a little bob in for me. So bend those knees, so each time you're swinging your arms forward and backwards, a little knee bend. So a very small squat. Just going to try and start mobilising all those joints and warming you up slightly. Keep going. Just a few more. And let's put our arms down by your sides. Now there's a little twisting one, so you're going to rotate to each side. So twist to the left and twist to the right. For those of you that can put your arms up, your options are you could have your arms up behind your head with your elbows out to the side, and you rotate with your elbows out to the side. Let's just do 4 more from now. 1, 2, rotating from side to side. 3, 4. Now I'm going to change this move to a little side bend. So take the arms down to your sides and just slide that hand down your thigh, the outside of your thigh, and then change to the other side. Slide the hand down your thighs, your side bend side to side. That's it. Just get that waist and spine mobilised. Sliding the hand down the side of the thigh. Moving at the waist. That's lovely. Now the next one, you will have the option of using the chair if you need for a little bit of balance. You take one arm out in front of you, and then you can take the opposite foot forward, and it's rotations. So as you circle your fist in one direction, I want you to circle your foot in the same direction. So you're circling at the ankle of the foot that you've got out in front of you, and you're circling with your wrist in the same direction. If you do need your chair here, hold with the other hand for balance. Now we're going to go the other way. So circle with the foot and the wrist in the other direction. Keep going, keep going. So the standing leg you're standing on, that should be starting to ache because you've been standing on one leg for a while. And let's change sides. Okay, so other hand out, straight in front of you, chest height. Make a gentle fist. Take the other leg out, just in front of you, and start circling at the ankle and circling at the wrist. Go that same direction. Keep going, circling, mobilising the wrist, mobilising the ankle. And let's go the other direction. Circling, circling, circling. Remember, if you need that chair for balance, just take hold of it, just to give you that little bit of help. Better than falling over. Keep going. We'll just do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, One more and put your feet down. Now let's just get your feet and legs moving. So what I want you to do is what I call a pedaling action. So keep your toes on the floor and lift alternate heels. So it's like you're walking without lifting your feet off the floor. So you're bending knees, one knee and then the other knee as the heel comes up. Now once you've got those feet going, you can start swinging your arms. You want to try and mirror the actual natural walking rhythm. Swinging those arms forwards and backwards just like we did before. Using the legs. Okay, keep that action going. And we're going to stop in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pop your hands on your hips for me and imagine you've got a hula hoop and start hula hooping those hips. So a nice big circle round and round as though you've got an imaginary hula hoop on your waist. Make nice big circles as you circle those hips round in a circular action. And let's circle the other direction now. Going the other way with that imaginary hula hoop on your waist. Lovely. Right, now you may need to take hold of your chair because I'm going to take you to do some leg swings. So you're going to stand on one leg and swing the other leg forwards and backwards. If you need that chair, just hold it and let the legs swing forwards and backwards. So I'm standing at the side of my chair, around the back. So the chair's at the side of me so I can easily swing my leg forwards and backwards without kicking the chair. That's it, swinging that legs. Now try and mobilise that hip, get a nice swing at that hip joint. Swinging that leg virtually straight as you swing it backwards and forwards. Now, lovely work. Now let's change to the other leg. Swinging the leg forwards and backwards. I've changed leg now. Again, I've still got hold of my chair. However, as you progress and do these exercises, the idea is to try and let go of the chair, or even just go to one finger on the chair, and then hand hovering above the chair, and then ideally being able to stand and swing the leg, not holding on. Okay, we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1, and come to marching next to the chair for me. Just bring the knees up a little bit higher now. You should be starting to get a little bit warmer. That's it. So the knees come up straight in front of you, alternate legs. And hopefully you can hear my tapping of my feet on the carpet. That's it. You can go faster or slower, your choice, depending on how you're feeling today. You can always do more, you can always do less. Just listen to your body and do what you feel comfortable with. Okay, so our next little exercise, you're just going to move slightly away from your chair because you're going to be swinging your arms. So I want you to squat down, take both arms back behind you, and as you stand up, swing your arms up over your head so they're up to the sky. So squatting down, standing up, swinging the arms back as you go down, up as you stand, down and back, up as you stand. Now here's the balance. As you come up, you go onto your toes, hold for a couple of seconds and then squat again. Take the arms back and up, and as you come up, hold for a couple of seconds and go down and squat, come back up onto the toes. Last one, down and squat and up onto your toes. And let's see if you can hold it. You might be wobbling for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower those heels and lower those arms. and just give me another shoulder roll. Lovely. Okay, now then, we have our gliders. So little discs that slip. I'm going to use one of these. So hopefully you've got them within your reach. And I'm going to pop one under one of my feet. Doesn't matter which one. I'm still standing next to my chair. Now when you use your gliders, you only ever have half of your foot on the glider. And then if you need to at any time, you can put your heel down and use it as a brake. So if I go at the side, for people that can see the video, I've only got half the foot. For those that can't, you believe me, I have half of my foot. So the front part of my foot only on the glider, and my heel is off the back. Now then, we're going to do a forward glide with that foot. As you glide forward, the other knee will bend. Try and keep the chest lifted and then pull it back in. So slide that foot forward, bend gently at the other leg, and then pull it back in up to standing. So again, slide the leg forward, keeping the chest lifted, slide it back in. And once again, you need gentle pressure on your disc, so you're keeping it under control, and slide it back in. Lovely. Now let's put the glider under the other foot. So just feel with the glider, place it under the foot. Remember, just the front part of your foot, your heel's off the back. So if at any time you need to brake, you can. Let's slide that foot with the glider forward and slide it back so you come to standing. Slide forward, bend the other leg, go down and come up to standing. Slide forward and slide back. And our last one, sliding forward and sliding back. Now pop the glider under the other foot. And this time we're going out to the side. So position yourself so that you know that you can slide out to the side without bumping into anything or bumping into your chair. So the leg action is a side glide. So you're going to glide out to the side and back to the start position. So as you glide out to the side, the other leg will bend, you'll lean forward slightly, and then you pull yourself up to standing tall. So glide that leg out, glide it back in, glide that leg out, glide that leg in. Okay, so now we're going to do the other leg. I'm going to change my position here, because to do the other leg, I'm going to need to make sure I don't bump into the chair, which is what you're going to have to do. Okay, so we're going to glide out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. So push that leg out to the side as far as you can go and glide it back in. Last one, bending at the other knee, pulling back in, coming to standing. Okay, so the glider goes under the other foot. I'm going to turn around to face you. Okay. So the glider is underneath one foot. Position yourself next to the chair so that you've got room to slide your glider out to the front, right out to your side and back round without bumping into anything. So the glider's under the front part of your foot. Slide that foot forward. Slide it out to the side. You draw in a big circle with that glider, take it behind, bring it back to next to your other foot. So you've drawn a big circle. Go again. Slide the glider forward. Nice big circle out to the side. Take it right round the back and draw it in. So remember that gentle pressure on the glider so you keep control of it. Keep sliding it round, slide it to the back, bring it into the front. We've got one more, sliding it forwards, out to the side, round to the back, bringing it back in. Lovely. Now pop it on under the other foot. I'll quickly move my chair to the other side so you can see what I'm doing. So remember, only front part of your foot on the glider to make sure you can brake at any time. Hold in the chair if you need. If you don't need, just take the glider out to the front, round to the side, making that nice big circle. Draw it back in, come up to standing straight. Once again, sweep that foot forward. Slide that glider in that nice circular movement out to the side and round and back in. 2 more. Forwards, circle, nice big circle, out to behind and back in. Once more, glider goes forwards, round, nice big circle, sweep round, leg comes behind and draw back in. Ah, lovely, a nice little leg strengthener. Now we're going to have a little pulse raiser. So what I'd like you to do is to sit on your chair. So you will need 2 gliders for this, and you're going to position them underneath your heels. So I need you sat on the chair, fairly near the front of the seat, with your heels on the gliders and your toes off the front. Now lift your toes up for me and just start sliding the legs out and in, just to get used to the feel of that. So the leg position is like a V. So you're sliding your legs open and drawing them back in. So you're making an imaginary V on the floor in front of you. Once you've got used to that action, we're going to start adding the arms. So as the legs go out, the arms go out. The arms go out to above shoulder height if you can. So arms out to the side, making a star shape. Think of a star shape. If you need to take your arms lower, take your arms lower. But if you can get your arms up high, we're doing seated star jumps. Nice little movement to get the pulse up and make a nice stretching action. Reaching out, drawing in. Reaching out, star shape, drawing. I think we'll do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Our last star shape and draw it in. Lovely. Right, another little pulse raiser. Pop your hands on the chair so that they're just at your sides behind you. If you sit at the front of your seat, lean back just a tad. Pull your tummy muscles in for me. And then start alternating your legs, reaching one forward and one back. So one leg stretches forward, heels are still on the glider, and you're sliding your legs backwards and forwards. Again, another little pulse raiser. Good little exercise for warming the legs up, working the backs of the legs. Keep the chest lifted, and you've got a little bit of weight bowing through the arms. As you lean back and rest on your arms, gliding those feet backwards and forwards. If you want, you can go faster. Your choice, your speed. Let's just go for 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come. Draw those feet in and sit back slightly on the chair. Smashing. Now take the feet out wide. So you sat with your knees wider. And I want you to just reach forward, lean down, lean forward. So you're reaching down towards the floor. And you pop your hands on the 2 gliders which you've just had under your feet. Now I just want you to try reaching forwards. 2 hands, 1 hand on each glider. Push forwards together. And then come back to just underneath the front of your chair. Now push your hands forward and then pull them back. Push your hands forward, sliding those gliders forwards and together, and then pull back. So the gliders are level with your feet. Once again, push forward and then back. And this time I want you to push underneath the chair. So leaning forward, push underneath your chair, and then back to the start point. So the gliders come level with your feet. And then push back under your chair, and then bring your hands level with your feet. So your gliders are sliding backwards and forwards. Through the back of the chair, to the start point, and one more. Slide those gliders right next to each other, underneath your chair. Bring them back level with your feet. Uncurl slowly. And it's time to stand. So you can pick your gliders up or make sure you knock them underneath your chair so you're not going to stand on them, okay? So I'm going to put my gliders in the middle of the chair. And I'm going to position my chair so you can see my roll down, because my next little exercise is a roll down with a push up. So what we do with our roll down is make sure we're standing nice and tall, shoulders are back and down. Tuck your chin, and then you start bending down. You do it one vertebrae by one vertebrae by one vertebrae. I want you to roll down with me now, tucking the head in, until your hands are level with your knees. So you're bending down, bending down. Once your hands are level with your knees, I want you to reach forward so your hands are at the side of the seat of your chair. So then you're going to take a step back for me. So you're in a push-up position, and then do one push-up on the chair, and then step back in, and then uncurl. So you take your hands off the chair, bring them back to your legs, and start rolling up one vertebrae at a time, bit by bit by bit. Bring that head up and drop those shoulders down so you're back to good posture. Now if you need to make this easier, you just make it a very small step back or no step back. So you just do a box push-up. I'll just show people. And it's just a box push-up, or if you want to make it harder, you can take a nice big step back, so you're going to be doing more of the push-up, the straight position with the body, and a push-up position is a lot harder. Choice is yours. Okay, so this time we're going to roll down, and we're going to do 2 push-ups. So drop the head for me, start rolling down, bending one vertebrae at a time, sliding the hands down the legs. As the hands reach the knees, I want you now to reach forward for that chair seat. Take a step back and make 2 push-ups on the chairs. So that's why I've done 2. I'm going to take a step back in, bring myself up to standing by uncurling nice and slowly. So I'm round, uncurling, and I'm bringing my head up and my shoulders down. I've got good posture, and I'm going to go again, and this time it's 3 push-ups. So drop the head, rolling down, one vertebrae at a time, sliding the hands down the side of the legs. Once the hands reach the knees, reach for the chair, take a step back. 3 push-ups this time. 1, 2, 3, step in, keep the head down, uncurl, 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 shoulders back, head up to standing, and well done. I'm going to go down onto the floor with my 2 little gliders. So have your gliders within arm's reach, bring yourself down to the floor, and lie on your back for me. Okay, so this is your snow angels. So I want you to lie back flat on the floor. Make sure you've got plenty of space around you. You're going to take your arms out to the side. So you want your gliders underneath your hands with your feet just nicely relaxed out to the side. Then you're going to start making what I call snow angels. So you're taking your arms up as high as you can, and then back to your side, gliding those gliders over the carpet, making snow angels. So this is a really nice movement for the upper body. Really feel that nice movement in your shoulders as you glide your hands up and back to your sides. So just keep going with this nice flowing action, gliding both hands up to the top, out to the sides and then back to your hips. It's a lovely movement for the upper body. Just make the movement as big as you can. We'll do one more. And then what I want you to try and do is come and give me a little curl up. So curling up, lifting the head and shoulders off the floor if you can. Coming up to sitting up. A little curl up, and then you're going to just reach forward and pop the gliders underneath your heels. So your gliders, I just want your heels on the gliders now, and then slowly lower yourself down, your arms just out to the side. Now lengthen the legs to straight, and whereas we did the arms before, we're now going to do the legs. So no snow angel legs. So sliding those gliders out to the side and sliding back in. It's like doing the splits on the floor, on your back, lying on your back, taking your legs as wide as you can and gliding back in. So the legs come wide, pushing down on those gliders. Just keep going, a nice gentle in and out action with those legs, moving at the hips. We do 4 more. So I'm counting 4, 3, 2, our last one. That's lovely. Now slide those gliders back. So draw the heels in, bend the knees. And you're going to take one glider away. So reach down with one hand. You can put one glider at the side just out the way. You need just one glider under one foot. So still under your heel. And now we're going to do a bridge. So a bridge is where you gently lift your hips up off the floor. Knees are bent. You lift your hips up off the floor, so start pushing your hips up off the floor. Hands are just comfortably at your side, and then lower down. I'll change my position to see if that helps for people. So just gently lift the hips up off the floor, and then gently lower them back down to the floor. So that is our bridge position. So the next part of the exercise is to come into the bridge. So gently start lifting the hips up off the floor till you're virtually as high as you can go. And then you're going to glide the foot with the glider underneath. You're going to slide that forwards, lengthen that leg, and then glide it back in. And then slowly lower those hips back down to the floor. Let's go again. So lift the hips up off the floor into your bridge position. Slide that leg forward, which has got the glider under the heel. Keeping the hips up. Lengthen the leg. Draw it back in. And lower the hips back down to the floor. Okay, let's pop the glider, reach down, pop the glider underneath the other heel. So we're going to go into our bridge, start lifting those hips up off the floor. Once you've got as high as you can, slowly slide the leg with the glider under the heel forward, slide it back and lower the hips. Okay, just once more, lifting into the bridge position, lengthening that leg, drawing it back in and lowering the hips. Now just draw both knees, lift one in and then the other, draw both knees into towards your tummy and just give your knees a little hug. and just gently rock from side to side on your hips. So both knees are drawn in, hands around your knees, and just gently rock from side to side. So sometimes that exercise can give you cramp, a little pain at the back of the legs. So if you need to stop and lengthen your legs, do so. But it is a lovely little exercise for working the backs of the legs. Okay, so let's come up to sitting. So bring yourself up to sitting. And we're just going to stay sat down. Pop the gliders. So you reach for both gliders now. Position a glider under each heel again. Lean back. And the exercise we did on the chair before, we're going to do on the floor. So your hands are out behind you, so you're gently leaning back. You've got your gliders underneath each heel. Now slide the legs forward and slide the legs back. So the legs are bent to straight. Pull back, bend, and straight. And once again, you've got a little bit of weight bearing through those arms as you lean back on those arms. Now keep the tummy muscle pulled in gently, still breathing, and just glide the gliders backwards and forwards. Any pace you want, slowly or quickly, however you're feeling today. Just slowly reaching forward, gliding them forward, and gliding those feet back together. Let's do 4 more. 4. And reaching 3. Coming back. Reaching 2. Coming back. And last 1. Bring the gliders back. And take the gliders from underneath your feet. Pop them at your side and wrap your hands around your knees and just pull yourself forward. Oh, and now we're going to do a nice little stretch for the legs. So take the legs nice and wide as though you're doing a split. Sit up straight to start with. And then you're just going to put your hands in the middle and walk your hands along the floor. Just walk your hands forward, drop your head, and just go as far as you can until you feel a nice stretch and you want to stop. Stop when you feel you've got the stretch, and hold this position. Walk your hands back up. Draw your feet in. So what I'd like you to do now is what we call the butterfly position. So the soles of your feet are together. Knees are out to the sides, the legs are bent. Hold on to either your ankles or your trainers or your feet if you've got no shoes on. And then you're going to just ease the legs out to the side by putting the elbows on the inside of the knees, gently leaning forward and pushing the knees out gently. Use the elbows. Just get that inner thigh stretch. Just use your elbows to assist pushing those knees out to the side. And just hold the stretch. And come up to sitting nice and straight. Slide the legs forward. And this time we're going to do a nice little forward fold. Feet are together in front of you. And just slide your hands down the legs. Reach for the toes. Ankles if you can't get to the toes. Drop the head. And hold that stretch. Hold it. Hold it. And then slide those hands back down the legs. Coming up so you're sitting up nice and straight. And pop your hands on the floor. Bend your legs. And come up to standing. So come up to standing. Back to standing with my chair next to me. And our next little exercise is going to be a balance one. So you'll just need one glider in your hand. And this little exercise is about placing the glider on the floor and then picking it up. However, the balance challenge is to do it one-legged. So to start with, you'll need your chair at your side. want you to have one hand on your chair, one hand with your glider in, and you're going to lift one leg off the floor. You're then going to bend forward. As you bend forward, that leg that's up is going to go back, lean forward, place your glider on the floor, and then slowly come up to standing. Once you get to standing, you position that foot on the floor next to your standing leg. Then we go again, lift that same leg off the floor, bending over, reaching down, find your glider, pick it up, come back to standing, place the lifted foot on the floor. So the balance challenge here is to be able to do this without holding onto the chair. So lifting the foot off the floor, placing the glider on the floor, and then coming up to standing, standing straight up, place the foot back on the floor. Obviously, if we need to use the chair, you can. The aim is to try and do this exercise without holding the chair. So lift that same foot off the floor again, bending forward, bending slightly to the knee, reaching down for the glider, find the glider, come back up to standing, and place the foot back on the floor. Okay, so turn around. And let's do it on the other side. So let's start this time holding the chair. Lift the leg, the other leg. Place the glider down on the floor. Come back up to standing. Place the other foot next to the other one. 2 feet on the floor, standing tall. Lift the leg. Bending forward, hinging at the hip. Reach for the glider. And come back up to standing, foot goes on the floor. Now if you're ready, we're going to start that. No hands on the chair, but if you need that little bit of help, use the chair. So lift the leg, bending forward, place the glider on the floor, come back up to standing, 2 feet on the floor, standing tall. Now we've got to pick it up. Lift the leg, standing on one leg, bending over, bending nice and slowly with control. Reach for that glider, pick it up, standing up, placing that foot back on the floor. I had a little wobble there, and standing, and that's excellent work. Okay, so now I'm going to just do a few little exercises which in class we did with a timer, and we worked around bases, but you're in your own homes, I'm in my home recording this, so we're just going to do the little exercises that I did for a minute, and then I'm going to pause this, thank you, I'll come back when I've got my timer. So let's start our little exercises, which are timed for a minute. So I've got a timer on my wrist, and I'm going to set that off. So our first exercise is standing on one leg. So if you need the chair next to you, have it next to you safely. And standing on one leg. And we're off. So if the chair's there, it's your choice whether you have the chair to lean on, or you can just do this exercise without. But it's just standing on one leg. These are all balance exercises. You may wobble a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. Just shows that all those little muscles are working to keep you upright. Okay, we've got 2 seconds left, and change legs for me. So standing on the other leg, and just balance. You may find you've got one side that's better than the others. Most people have. Just keep balancing, standing on that one leg. Let's see, you've got 10 seconds left. Doing wonderful. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and place that leg on the floor. Okay, so our next little exercise is called tandem stance. So you put one foot right in front of the other as though you're walking along a line on the floor or a tightrope. And then the action, the upper body, is you're going to swing gently from side to side. Okay, so I'm starting. I have set the timer. So swinging the arms gently from side to side, keeping in that standing position, tandem stance, one foot in front of the other. By swinging the arms around to the side, you're putting yourself off balance a bit. The idea is to try and stay upright. There's a chair next to me, which you can use, anyone can use. Now pop the other foot in front. So we're changing the feet position, so the foot that was at the back is coming to the front. And start swinging again. Arms round from side to side. We keep swinging, arms gently rocking from side to side, twisting at the waist. We've just got a few seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, so our next little exercise is a beam walk. So I want you to imagine you've got a tightrope in front of you. You're going to have your arms out to the side and you're going to walk forwards for 8 steps, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. And then you're going to walk back for 8 steps, heel to toe, heel to toe. So you know whether there's space in front of you to walk forwards and backwards. So I'm going to set my timer. We're going to go forwards and backwards as though we're walking along a tightrope for a minute. Okay, so let's go. Arms out to the side, walking forward for 8 steps, heel to toe. 6, 7, 8, and go back for 8. I only did 6 because I ran out of space. You can do 8. Keep going. I keep coming back as though you're on that tightrope. And then forwards again for your 8. Heel to toe, as though you're on a tightrope. Really heel to toe, heel to toe. Keep going. Nearly there. And that's your minute. Well done with your tightrope walking. Okay, and we have another little exercise which is balance, but it's also very good for the shoulder girdle. So you want 2 feet together and you just go up and down on your toes. So as though you've got high heels on and then lower. Now the elbows, the arm action, elbows are in at your side. Your arms are bent at 90 degrees. And your arms are going to go in and out, in and out. So they make like the front L and then out to the sides L. So you've got a rotation at the shoulder. And each time you come up onto your toes, your arms go out to the side. So I'll start our minute. Our minute has started. So just coming up onto your toes and take your arms out to the side. Make sure you keep your elbows right at your side. Your arms are at 90-degree bend. So coming up onto those toes. So you've got your balance as you come up onto your toes. Plenty of lower leg work. You'd feel this in your calves. And this is a lovely exercise for shoulder stabilisation. So just rotating the arms out to the side, keeping the elbows tucked in. Hands come in front. And then rotate out to the sides. Keep that going. Your calves should be warming up as you're working your calves every time you come up onto your toes. Keep going. 1 more second. and finish. And just gives your legs a little shake for me. And that's great work. Okay, so we're going to finish with just a few standing stretches. So holding onto your chair, or maybe not if you don't need your chair, take a nice big step back for me with one leg. So the front leg's bent, the back leg is straight with the heel pushed down into the floor. Now take your arms in front of you as though you're reaching round a big tree. And just let your fingertips touch as though you've just got your arms wrapped round that big tree. Now push that back heel into the floor, keeping that back leg straight. Reach forward with those arms and you get a nice stretch down the back of your leg. And then bring the hands back down to your sides and step in and step back with the other leg. And hands on the hips this time. Elbows squeeze behind you. And push that back heel down. Squeeze the elbows behind you and together. Get a nice chest stretch. As well as a nice leg stretch. Natural breathing. And bring that leg back to start. So standing up nice and tall for me. This time step forward with the foot. So you've got your heel out in front of you with the toe pulled up and the other leg is bent. You've got a chair, you can hold on to the chair. So you're easing your hips back. The leg is straight. You should have a nice stretch down the whole of that straight leg. Bring the hips up, come back to standing. Pop the other leg out in front of you. Plant the heel in front of you. Ease the hips back. Another nice stretch down that back of that leg. Natural breathing. And come up to standing. And take two arms up above you. Stretch up with both arms as though you're on a rack. And someone's pulling your arms, pulling your arms, pulling your arms. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then let your hands come out. Make a big circle. Hands coming down to your sides. Nicely to your sides. And then sweep up. Now imagine you've got your arms crossed and you're pulling off your t-shirt. Lift up, imaginary, as though you're pulling that t-shirt up over your head. Reach your arms out, up and out to the sides. And again, circle down, out to the sides. And back to the start point. Gently cross your arms in front of you. Last time, imagine you're pulling that t-shirt up over your head. Arms come up, reaching up. Reach up, lengthen, bring the arms out to the side and down. And take a good bow, because you've done a good job. Thank you for joining in these exercises with me.